7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, the To Be Determined show. We are live beyond Ringside Radio Network. I'm the Orc of Ominous, the Architect of Intellect, and we have everybody on. This is going to be a hell of a show. Hell of a show indeed. We're just going to jump straight into it. Hell of a shoe. We're going to jump straight into it. You hear the man right there from across the pond, the producer, the mad producer extraordinaire, Matt Denton. Matt, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay, but I just want to give a shout out to Ubisoft because fuck them. I'm 24 years old. If I want to see Randy Marsh get an abortion, I'm gonna see Randy Marsh get a fucking abortion.
That's hilarious. Oh, Ubisoft. Ubi! Ladies and gentlemen, the man that runs all the show here, he is the one that only the Magic City Motormouth. Beyond Ringside's own, Fascinated Layne. Eddie, how you doing tonight?
Wonderfully well, enjoying a Colorado chicken salad from Firebirds, and had probably one of the 7 worst servers I've ever dealt with in my life. This person, their picture is in the Webster's Dictionary right beside the word inept.
2 things.
Hello.
1, I don't believe you've ever touched a salad in your life, Tubby. And two, what kind of fucking dictionary do you have that has pictures?
Well, it's better than the one that you have that scratch and sniff.
Hello, scratch and sniff shit. And you hear her giggling right there. She is our resident world champion, 3-time NWA world champion. She is Renadale Pile Driver, the queen of the damned, Tasha Simone. Tasha, how you doing tonight, sis? Welcome back.
Thank you. This is going to be the most relaxed thing I say all evening. If I never have to sit behind Eddie DJing and shaking his ass again, it will be too soon.
You're just jealous because I have more ass than you do.
No, I'm not. Eddie, trust me.
I don't know about that, Eddie. She's got that ass.
Myself off with my own pocket knife.
And that man that just said that ass, he is our guest co-host tonight. He is Doom Trever Aeon. Doom, how you doing tonight?
Doing good, because artist vital.
We have a request for you to say that ass one more time.
That ass?
Can I also have him say German sex dungeon?
That must have been my sister-in-law's question, Matt.
Wait, we're going to the sex dungeon? Really? Cool.
Sex dungeon. Whoa. This isn't beyond Ringside. You gotta. Can we talk about sex dungeon?
Beyond Ringside, not beyond bedside.
I'm just going to jump right in there. Does anybody have anything that they want to describe to? Because I do.
Yes. Yeah, before you say anything, our guest tonight is the grand design Clyde Braddock, 1/2 or 1/4 of the Lucky Charms, 1/3, whatever we can say on here. 1/4 of the Unlucky Charms. Yeah, you know the grand design. But Tasha, we're going to jump straight into it. I know what you want to say. Go for it now, sis.
Okay, as Spec knows, because I'm sure I know what we've talked about on Beyond Ringside, even though I have been MIA on there as well. I know that it's been discussed on To Be Determined, the iPay-per-view for Global Championship Wrestling this past Saturday night in Pelham, Alabama. I want everybody to understand that in all of my years in professional wrestling, Saturday night was the first time that I got to be a professional wrestler witnessing professional wrestling from a fan's perspective. I had the love of my life's children with me, and they're fans. They're fans of wrestling. One of them wanted, and talked about it all the way there, wanted nothing more than to meet Scott Steiner and shake his hand, and meet MVP and shake his hand. And that's something that I'll touch on in a minute. But what I walked away with after watching professional wrestling from a fan's perspective was not only sadness in my heart, but a great deal of embarrassment for so-called veteran professional wrestlers who are too stupid to be embarrassed for themselves. And it's really sad. When I broke into the business, professional wrestlers all realized, and yes, there's always been assholes in professional wrestling, but even the assholes remembered the people who buy the ticket are the ones who put the money in their envelope. And that small child asking for an autograph, well, there's an adult behind them somewhere with money in their pocket. I saw a couple of matches that this happened in, but one was a little closer to my heart than another one. I saw two so-called veterans of 20 years that the fans didn't even know. The fans started a chant, "Who are you?" And all these so-called veterans wanted to do was make themselves look good, because they forgot it's not about them. It's about professional wrestling. And if the entire match doesn't look good, nothing looks good. And what they did, trying to embarrass somebody else, was make themselves look bad along the way. And they basically wiped their ass with what professional wrestling is supposed to be. And I'm embarrassed for them. And Scott Steiner, I'm not calling out a lot of names. I'll let other people do this, but I'm going to say this openly. Scott Steiner doesn't care what anybody thinks about him. I know he doesn't, but he's a douchebag. I said it about Dallas Page when I watched him tell people that they had to pay $10 for an autograph on their piece of paper. I said it about Jake Roberts, and I'm going to go a step further with Scott Steiner. He is a bigger cunt than either one of them for two reasons. He didn't acknowledge children. He wouldn't shake their hand. He would probably wanted $10 to shake their hand, too. He wouldn't sign an autograph unless somebody paid for it. And then he got on the microphone in a group of fans in the ring that was heavily loaded with children, and not only called a friend of mine, Amber O'Neal, a bitch 3 times. And a lot of people say he didn't say it, but I also heard him call her a cunt.
He also called Luke Gallows a pussy.
That is both unprofessional and uncalled for. And all that did, all of these combined efforts of these people who seem to forget nobody is bigger than professional wrestling, all that did was make a mockery of professional wrestling. It should have embarrassed everybody that was there that gave a damn. They should be embarrassed for themselves. And it's probably caused a few really good, solid wrestlers to not want to have anything to do with the business anymore. Because I got to be honest with you, I walked away hating professional wrestling after watching it from a fan's perspective.
And what you're saying is you were actually able to maybe once, is that the first time in your entire time you've been in this business you got to see it from a fan standpoint?
That is the first and only time, and if I never do that again, it will be too soon. And, you know, it's really, really sad when a child who was so excited to see Scott Steiner, to see Big Papa Pump and MVP, the first words out of his mouth weren't, "Wow, the matches were great. Wow, I saw some really cool people." The first words out of his mouth were, "Scott Steiner's not a very nice person." That's horrible. That's a horrible reflection on the entire industry. The one shining light, the one saving grace that I saw, anybody who has the opportunity to go to any card that hosts MVP unless he would just change overnight. Not only did he shake hands and sign autographs and take pictures, he actually took the time to have conversations with people, children included. He was very gracious on the microphone after his and Micah's match, and professional wrestling needs more of that. Because his peers were certainly not that humble and gracious.
I don't know why, but I'm not surprised that you called Scott Steiner a douchebag. I mean, when it comes to professional wrestlers, they have to realize that if it wasn't for the fans, they wouldn't have anywhere to work and ply their craft.
Exactly.
Scott Steiner, I don't know what it is about that dude, but I could tell from just a mile away that he is just, I want to say, an uncaring douchebag.
The sad part is his brother's not like that. I told Wicked earlier in exactly these words, it's hard to believe they popped out of the same vagina.
They're like,
and it's true.
Want to kind of say that they're kind of like a yin and a yang.
Yin and yang. But here's the thing, though. Steiner, backstage, I saw Brendan Steiner 3 or 4 times. I never acknowledged him. He never acknowledged me. He just, from the get-go, you know, we had our gimmick table set up with VIP. We were there. Us and the Underground, we were prepared. We had our stuff ready for when the very first fan came in. He come in, kind of mingled through the fans. And then what everybody's forgetting to say is the fact that during the national anthem, he got up, and then that's when he decided to leave his VIP table. During the national anthem, he had all that time. We literally stopped signing autographs. We were forced to go to the back because the matches were just about to start, and we had to go get ready. I mean, we were signing autographs all the way to the back. Steiner decides during the national anthem to get his stuff up, and of course, you know, Steiner's going to make a lot of noise and walk straight through the national anthem playing. Didn't even stop to acknowledge the national anthem, the flag, nothing. Walked straight to the back. Straight to the back. That's when he decided to clean up and leave. Was during the national anthem. But wait, that's not all. See, everybody thinks we're here bitching. It was a great event. You had the fans come out. The VIP was awesome. The meet and greet was fantastic. Of course, Doom, get some shirts. Doom, you've got to get some shirts or something, because everybody's like, where's Doom stuff? And then at one point, this is so funny, Dropkick Styles, who was sitting beside us, is like, look over there. It was Doom. It was Dylan Cook. It was, what's Keith going by? The Bull? Whatever. And then Cassie Riley and Chase Stevens' little boy, his little friend. And you guys were up there. I was like, that is about a mismatched fucking group if I ever saw it. And everybody's lined up to get Doom and Dylan's autograph, but it made it seem like they were there for them. Great stuff.
Just saying, I would pop so...
Awesome. Wait a minute. I just have to throw this out there. Trever, how awesome is it? You should feel so ecstatic that more people in Pelham, Alabama knew who you were than knew who Chase Stevens and Cassidy Riley were.
I can't even process.
But we're not exaggerating. We're not kissing Doom's ass because he was here. He literally got one of the biggest pops of the night besides MVP and Micah. That is a straight shoot. And even people did not want to boo us. They were cheering for us over Cassidy and Chase. Yay, Junkyard Dog Memorial Tournament, let me tell you. But we're having to scratch the surface on that. Doom, the Battle Royal, how was it?
It was fun. It was awesome. It was actually one of the most fun Battle Royals I've been in. And I didn't know Joey was going to be there. So
yeah, you eliminated yourself. Threw yourself completely over the top rope to eliminate yourself to take out Joey.
That was just...
All he wanted to do was beat up Joey Lightning.
Oh, and he made sure that went straight after Joey.
Oh, yeah. Because I mean, every time I'm supposed to wrestle him, he don't show up. Like, so it's like, what am I supposed to do? I didn't even know he was going to be there that night. So when he popped out of the freaking entrance ramp, I was like, oh, there he is. I'm just going to beat the crap out of him now. And he's here. I forgot about winning the Battle Royal at that point.
Anybody in the Battle Royal that you were kind of impressed with? Anybody that, you know, the fans, you're like, maybe somebody new, maybe somebody in the roster? Because there was a lot of new faces in that Battle Royal, sir.
Dylan has a lot of potential. And I think he stayed in longer than I did. Of course, Xander's always. Yeah, that's true. Xander's always amazing, so of course Xander.
I'm sorry. Dylan did great because he had a little short training session with me. I'm just saying.
That explains that.
How often do you get to roll around in the ring and actually have some type of training session with a world champion? Dylan, the sky is the limit with that guy. He is got so much potential, and I pulled him aside, as always, and I always tell him, man, I was like, this is for DVD. You got to shine. You got to go out and do work. Is it true that Dylan Cook did more work than some of the quote-unquote names on that card? I do believe so. So. Uh-oh. Yeah. But, of course, the Battle Royal was won by Antonio Garza, the Latin sensation. That was surprising.
Yeah. I actually thought Styles was going to win.
You thought who was going to win?
I thought Styles was going to win because he stayed in the freaking. He came out like right after me.
Well, he was out there. My money was on Scotty Blaze, so I thought Scotty Blaze was going to do a thing because he was in there for a little bit, and then once again because of the years that he's put in this business, and I know Scotty's been in a lot of battle royals, so I kind of went with the veteran, but alas, Antonio Garza, another veteran, winning. Eddie, you had probably the best view of anybody besides Doom. Your thoughts on that battle royal and all the new faces?
Start to finish, the battle royal, in my humble opinion, was solid. Somebody I wish could have that would have had a little bit more of a chance to shine is Josephus Brody. This guy is great inside the ring, whether it be in a battle royal, whether it be singles tag, all of the above. I've worked with him on a number of different occasions, and he has always been professional.
Was that the guy that Bill the Butcher?
Looked more like Bruiser Brody, yeah.
Or Bruiser Brody, yeah.
Wow. I love Joe. Couldn't make a pimple on Brody's ass.
But it's the look. The look, Tasha, the look. We know that. Nobody can hold Brody's bag, to be honest.
But he wouldn't make a pimple on Frank Brody's ass, is what I said.
I had no idea who his manager was, because she wasn't a valet, because she was actually out there managing. I felt so bad because we were on the progress. And his wife, she come over and she like touched me on the shoulder, like, hey, how are you? I had no idea who she was. So I was like, oh, how are you doing, man? Instead of shaking her hand, I felt like a complete jackass when I saw her afterwards. I was like, oh my god, I was like, she's a worker.
Yeah, both she and Josephus have made it. I think about four appearances with Global. They worked the Southern Legends Fan Fest a few years ago, and actually Josephus worked against Dutch Mantel one year at the Fan Fest. And like I said, the guy has. Yes.
His wife is going to be an attorney, just so you know.
She's going to what?
She's in law school.
She's in law school. Holy crap!
Nice.
Yes.
They were both.
And she can do 10-pound deadlift.
She's got a what?
She does a 300-pound deadlift.
Yo, she was in phenomenal shape.
Yes.
Yeah, she was. She was in great shape.
But Eddie, back to the Battle Royal. You were talking about Josephus. Is his name?
Yeah, Josephus Brody. We've also billed him before as Bruiser Brody Jr., but he's more commonly known in this time, the last couple of years, as Josephus Brody. Dylan Cook, the sky's the limit for this kid. I mean, he's got a good head on his shoulders. He is listening. He is watching. He is learning. And if he continues to do those three things, pretty much in that order, open your eyes and you will see, open your ears and you will hear, and apply those two with your heart and you will learn. And Dylan Cook is absolutely lighting it up. I really kind of wish there could have been a little bit more. I would have liked to have seen Trever and Joey Lightning one-on-one during the show, but with 8 matches already on the card, I think Trever and Joey could have possibly did. I'm not going to say a show-stealing match, but I'm going to damn sure say it will definitely get and keep their attention, because that crowd at the Pelican Civic Complex was hot, and I loved it.
Eddie, I'm just going to tell you this, man.
It's going to be violent.
It's got to be a dog collar match or something, man. You guys, Steel Cage, something. He has got to quit running. That's all I'm saying. But I want to ask it really, sir.
I have an idea. Why don't they have Wild Thing Will Owens on a pole match?
Oh my God! No, look, no Wild Thing Will Owens references for the rest of the show. Tasha, you got to actually spar with Dylan, or actually get in the ring with him for a second. Your thoughts on this kid? Because that's what he is. He's a kid.
I think we lost her.
We probably did lose Tasha. Her phone was fading in and out. Now, Doom, you eliminated yourself to take out Joey. Yes. During the process, did Joey even get in the ring? Yeah, Joey did get in the ring, didn't he?
Yeah.
He got in the ring, but as soon as he got in, I jumped on him. He spent most of the battle royal on his back because I was kicking him, and he'd get back up, and I'd knock him back down, and he'd try to throw me out, but nobody could actually eliminate me. If you watch the match back, I came back in the ring 5 or 6 times just from people jumping on me from behind and throwing me out. I just flipped myself back over. I'm kind of hard to eliminate, which I'm totally proud of.
So we hear. Yes, sir.
Actually, one other match that I really think would have done remarkably well at WrestleFest, bringing Doom back into play, and don't let your head get too big, kid. Actually, I would have liked to have seen the idea of Trever Aeon versus Mike Posey. I think that one would have lit the place up. That
would have been awesome. Every time I wrestle him, it's good. It's always good. Even whether I win or lose or whatever, it's always good.
The only thing
that was missing. Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to say the only thing missing from the Battle Royal was me. I should have been in the Battle Royal.
Yeah.
That's a scary thought.
Because the last time you were in the Battle Royal was awesome.
Yes, I know, because, I had your back. I had your back the entire way. Probably because I rode up there with you and back with you. But still.
It's true.
I love you. We're like family. No matter what. Doom does fall under the Merchants of Death umbrella. Oh, my God, did I break kayfabe? Maybe it is. Who gives a shit? It's my fucking show. I'll say what the fuck I want to. But, closing thoughts on the Battle Royal, Eddie.
The only thing that I would have changed, now there were 14 individuals in the Battle Royal, and honestly, from start to finish, it was fun to watch. I just wish that there could have been a little bit more time in between entrants. When the boss came to me and said 30 seconds, I'm sitting back going, they're not going to be able to make it from the entranceway to the ring in 30 seconds. It's going to look like the cavalcade of stars on a Dean Martin celebrity roast. And I just wish that everybody could have had a little bit more time to get in, because everybody who was in it has things that they can bring to the table without taking away from the premise of a battle royal or even a Rumble Royal style match. But honestly, the only thing that I would change was give them a little bit more time, because you have some great up-and-comers, you have some great stars, and you have a lot of people in that ring that were definitely continuing to get even better than they already are.
Like me.
Wick?
Hello? Yeah.
Yeah, Doom, closing thoughts on the Battle Royal, sir. No, I'm sorry.
I wish I could have won, but obviously my rage got the better of me. But that's how I am. So until I've kicked Joey's face so hard that his braids fall out, I won't be satisfied. So if he shows up in anything I'm in, that's where my focus is going to be for now. But it was a fun match to be in. There's a lot of good talent in there, and new people that I've never crossed paths with, like Josephus, who I thought was freaking awesome. And people I don't get to wrestle as often, like Styles and Xander, who are both always awesome. New people like Dylan. People like Mike Posey, even though he came out and I didn't even see him because I think I was gone already. And I'd love to do it again.
My only thing about the Battle Royal, like Eddie said, more time. I wish Doom would have stayed in longer, not eliminated himself, because a lot of kids were there to see Doom. I always feel like that takes away from the fans, you know, because like, fans are like, this is the only time I get to see Doom all month, and he just eliminated himself. Wow. Mommy, I want to go now. I want to go home now, Mommy. And there were no charms and no wicked Nemesis in there, so Braddock should have been able to go in there. Chris and Braddock should have, but anyways, when we come back, we're going to take our first break of the evening. When we come back, the Grand Design Clyde Braddock will be joining us right here. The To Be Determined Show, live beyond Ringside Radio Network. Hey, Rebecca. We are live and back on the To Be Determined Show beyond Ringside Radio Network.
Fuck your tea.
That is Doom making tea. That is Matt Denton say fuck your tea. And from England, I think the man knows a little bit about his tea. Fascinating Layne here as well. And we're joined by our guest tonight, the Grand Design, 1/4 of the Unlucky Charms, Clyde Braddock. Clyde, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing great, man. How about you guys?
Doing fantastic. Obviously, Doom is getting a tray of ice.
Yep.
That sounds like no tea I've ever made. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, me hating on my tea, shawty.
But, Clyde, we're just going to jump into it.
I swear I'm fucking taller than you.
Why don't you open your mouth and we'll make some tea real quick, okay? All right.
Wow.
Here we go. Clyde, this past Saturday, if you will, tell everyone your thoughts on what happened in the tag match. We know you had to be DC, you don't want to lose your, quote-unquote spot, but go right ahead, sir.
Well, this is how I look at it, okay? All right, what happened with the hot shots was luck, okay? And one thing about luck is that it runs out. And the Unlucky Charms, we'd never back down from a fight. And you know what? Anytime that they want another piece of us, they can bring it on, because maybe I respected them a little bit too much, but next time it won't be so. I'll go in there and wrestle them just like I do everybody else.
Now, I have told this, and I will say this, that is the last time that there is that total disregard and that total disrespect for any of us. I said this, and I want this to be loud as anybody can say. You quote me, whatever. Quote me, boy, because I'm about to say shit. The next time something like that happens, Clyde Braddock or Chris Knox is going to take whoever doesn't want to do work into the ring, into the middle of the ring, and tap them out. And I've been saying this. I grabbed Clyde by his fucking kick pads. I said, Clyde, if you do not get in the fucking ring and do something, I'm going to take us out and we're going to get counted out. Clyde said, yes, sir. Clyde went in the ring, he got tagged, went in, and Cassidy sandbagged him, and Clyde, the Grand Design, still hit a judo hip toss, a shoot judo hip toss on Cassidy, and Cassidy about shit himself. Did Cassidy say anything to you when you took him down besides please stop?
No, I mean, because all I did was I went to throw him, and he tried to sandbag me. He didn't go with it, so I took him over. And
for those who don't know, sandbagging means that they throw all their weight down so you can't lift them up. Same thing that happened with Chris with Cassidy when he tried to sandbag him, and Chris hit him with the fisherman's release suplex. So, go ahead, sir.
Yes, but I mean, I'm just ready to get another shot at them. I mean, if they want to play that game, then I'm on the same page with them.
But I had to ask your thoughts on this, because we just want to go ahead and get that out of the way, because you did show them a lot of respect. So did Chris. You guys showed him a lot of respect. You guys handled it a lot better than I did, obviously. So with that being said, this Saturday you have quite the opportunity. Doom, our brother Doom, who has you an opportunity at Empire Wrestling this Saturday in Rossville, Georgia. Now, we don't know who your opponent is, nor does it matter. What do you have to say to everyone that doesn't know who you are, that doesn't really know about your work, sir, and what's going to happen in Rossville, Georgia?
Well, I'm just going to right off the bat say, whoever gets in the ring with me, they're getting thrown around. I don't care who it is, you're getting thrown around. You could be 100 pounds or you could be 700 pounds. You're getting thrown all over the ring. I mean, you know, and I got another thing to tell them, Full Metal Jacket. You're going to know what it is whenever you get hit with it because you're not getting back up. I promise you.
I've been hit with it. You don't want to be hit with it. Because I've been hit with it. It hurts.
Now, your Russian neck drop that you do, or Russian, what do you call it, Russian body toss?
It's the reverse body throw. It was, made famous by Alexander Karelin. You know, it's a big move used in Greco-Roman wrestling, which I'm a huge fan of, you know. I mean, those guys really, they really work hard, very, very, very hard, to be in the Olympics and all that. But the reverse body throw, I mean, he would just kill people with it. There was no defense against it. No matter how big they were in the Olympics, he would just toss them. I mean, he was undefeated. He was undefeated for 14 years. I mean, come on. And he hadn't been scored on in 10 years, and he was just devastating as a heavyweight wrestler. And I got that move from him, and if it worked for him, it's going to work for me.
Now, this is a big opportunity. It's very hard to get into Empire Wrestling. Those guys are a very close-knit group. How do you feel being able to get such an opportunity that, I mean, they haven't let many outsiders, and that's what we are. We are outsiders. How do you feel about that? Andrew Alexander and these guys give an opportunity. And big props to Doom for actually getting the connection with that. How do you feel being able to get such an opportunity that, I mean, they haven't let many outsiders, and that's what we are. We are outsiders. How do you feel about that? Andrew Alexander and these guys give an opportunity. And big props to Doom for actually getting the connection with that.
Yeah, I mean,
I wrote it in the chat.
I see that. We lost Doom. All right. Sorry. I'm looking at the chat now. Sorry, we have a production chat. Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Pay attention. Okay.
Now, Clyde, you have actually been in the ring with Doom. Your thoughts on Doom and his fucking work ethic makes me sick.
Yeah, well, I mean, I mean, he's a great athlete. I prefer more wrestling, than punching. But, to each his own.
I don't punch. I throw forearm strikes. Really?
Yes, forearm strikes. Forearm strikes, whatever you would like to call it.
But they're really
whatever you'd like to call it.
Really?
Prefer more wrestling. Do not forget your roots.
I mean, it does say wrestling on the market.
How do you challenge somebody, Doom, like Clyde, that has the map prowess that he does? I mean, how do you counter that?
No, you don't let him get on the ground. Because last time I wrestled him, once he grabbed me, that was it. He just like freaking Van Geese from Street Fighter. He grabs you, that's happy right there. stay away from that. Luckily, I'm freaking Sonic the Hedgehog, so. But I feel sorry for everybody who's not Sonic the Hedgehog, because whoever he's wrestling at Empire, you're not gonna out-wrestle him. You trying to out-wrestle Clyde, you might as well be trying to stop an armored car with a daisy. But they're kind of screwed. Because, I've run across a lot of people who did amateur wrestling or did some form of wrestling before now, where I was doing boxing and kickboxing. So I just try to do the same thing with guys that can freaking ground me that I did with back in boxing and kickboxing. I try to keep them away from me. Try to use the fact that I actually got 3 long arms, 3 long legs for somebody my size to my advantage. And those palm strikes and elbow strikes and kicks and stuff, all that stuff comes in handy when you can't get close to somebody. It's because you know how to use them far away. My legs were as long as freaking spirals, and I could really do some damage.
Now, Clyde, how do you counter somebody like Doom that is so prevalent with his kicks, that is such a kick artist? How do you counter with that in the ring?
Well, I mean, you can't chop down an oak tree by yourself with one axe. Okay, I mean, you can kick me all you want to, but eventually I'm going to get through all that, and once I get my hands on you, it's over with. It's done.
No,
I'm that confident in my wrestling ability that whenever I get my hands on you, it's over. It's over. Then I have the upper hand. Now I can take some shots. I could be like George Foreman and fight you for 16 rounds, and 14 of those rounds you get your head beat in and look like the Elephant Man. But after all that happens, I'm gonna take a beating. But once I get my hands on you, it's over.
And he's right. A guy like Clyde, that your only option is to try your best to knock him out. If you can't, once he gets past whatever you're doing, he's going to kill you.
Matt, you have watched a lot of amateur wrestling, a lot of old school wrestlers, a lot of especially out of England. Your thoughts on somebody when you see someone with a Matt Prowse and amateur background? Do you prefer that, or do you prefer someone that as Doom that has a kickboxing background that can run, jump, and is very prevalent with his strikes?
I can go either way. It depends. If you can throw a dude around, fan-fucking-tastic. I like to see dudes getting thrown like they're fucking babies or some shit. Throw a baby around. Don't care. Running, jumping, and kickboxing, I'm fine with that too. As long as somebody's getting hurt, I don't care.
Just beat the shit out of each other.
There you go.
Now, Eddie, you
Yes.
had a fantastic. I can't remember I think it was last Wednesday when we were on air when we were doing our back and forth, our Smodcast version of the To Be Determined show. You made a very good remark about Braddock. You said that I feel that Braddock being called the Grand Design was kind of a weighty moniker to put on someone so young in the business.
Right.
After watching what happened this past Saturday, your thoughts on that? Do you still feel the same way with Clyde, or do you think you still need to see a little bit more?
Let me go ahead and run this for those who do not know. I want you to imagine a Humvee with the navigational capacity of a snowboard. You put that together, and you have got the mobile status of Clyde Braddock. He's got the physical size and the stature, but he can move on a dime. If you think you've got him coming straight at you, you better think again, because he can shift directions and hit you from the side faster than a 24-car pileup on I-285 in Atlanta. Not to mention the fact that he's got great amateur skills. Not to mention that he also brings additional skill sets and disciplines into the wrestling ring. Now, I did mean when I said that I felt that the grand design was a whole lot to put on his shoulders. But I've also been watching Clyde Braddock for a while. Because here's the thing. When you've got somebody who is still relatively young, I'm not going to say new, but I'm going to say young in the world of pro wrestling, for them to get that kind of accolade, that kind of, I'm trying to think the easy way to say it. I don't want to use the word moniker, but I do want to say I think he is growing into it quite nicely. Did I answer your question, or am I still running for Supreme Court office?
That's pretty good.
I wouldn't say running. I'd say waddling in your case.
No, just toddling very fast.
You said running. That's pretty funny. Waddling. Wah, wah, wah.
Thank you, Burgess Meredith, my favorite one.
But you got to see Clyde this past Saturday. Anything you want to say to Clyde, maybe to help him out, something that you saw?
Well, actually, we lost him off the line, or I definitely would.
All right. There you go.
But in all sincerity,
and he's back.
Coolness, I will say this. Patience is a virtue in the world of professional wrestling. When you're dealing with individuals that don't want to do business with you, and you know that they're basically trying to BS you, the first instinct is, oh no, the hell you didn't. And I think, yeah, I know, because a lot of people from our school of thought would sit back and go, yeah, that's one. You get one more, because there will be no third time. Third time's not the charm. The second time is your downfall, biatches. And I think, and I'm just going to go ahead and throw caution to the wind and yank the curtain straight to hell and back. I think you and Chris handled the situation admirably. I'm quite surprised that there probably weren't about 48 teeth lying around the front 2 to 3 rows, because I think y'all showed tremendous restraint, great discipline, and a huge amount of professionalism coming out of this past Saturday night. There were lessons learned that people, unless they know what to look for, will never see. But I honestly think that you and Chris learned a hell of a lot about certain individuals this past Saturday night in Pelham, Alabama. My brother, my hat is off to you, and I mean that in the most sincere way that you have ever heard me speak.
Now, Braddock, you were coming off an injury sustained. If you will, since the last time we had you on, tell everyone what happened with this injury and when it occurred.
Well, whenever I was, I broke my foot, and I was wrestling. Who was I wrestling? It's happened a while ago.
I believe the Equalizer.
No, it wasn't Equalizer. It was anyway. Well, I went to splash him in the corner, and my foot got caught up under me somehow, and I broke my foot. And I had to have surgery on it, and they put a screw in it and put the bones back together like they should be. So it's working 100% now. So I mean, it happened. It's wrestling. You're gonna get hurt in it. There's no way around it. So, you know, all you can do is keep on pushing through it.
How has it felt to be vaulted into what you have so far with the Unlucky Charms?
Well, to me, it's an honor and a privilege to be able to be with you guys, and I mean, I feel bad about them and Taz, that he, that it's just time for him to hand over the reins. And, it sucks that it's like that, but I'm just glad that he could do it to me, and I won't let him down. I'm going to keep working just as hard as he did with the Unlucky Charms, and we will be back on top, and we will have those GCW titles around our waist to bring them back home to the Unlucky Charms.
What does 2014 hold for Clyde Braddock? What are some of your goals?
Me? Well, I mean, first, I want us to get those tag titles, because I feel like that they're at home with the Unlucky Charms. I mean, watching those guys wrestle and them having the tag titles and keeping them for a while and all that, and them always going back to them, even if they do get caught off guard and they lose them, they get them back. So I feel like they're at home, and I want them to stay at home with the Unlucky Charms. So, and I'm willing to do anything for that to happen. But that's the first on my agenda. And whatever the future holds with the Unlucky Charms, I'm going to be about you guys, and do my best for you guys.
Okay, the mask. Who made the mask, and where did that design come from?
Well, my fiance Amanda, she made the mask, and I basically told her, I was like, I want you to kind of what she thinks of me and my wrestling personality and all that, and how I really am. Sometimes on the inside, whenever I get in the ring, even though I respect everyone, and I give them the most respect, even for stepping in the ring, but at that time, I hate them. They're going to go down. That I will be the last one standing in the middle of the ring. And I try to do that every single time that I wrestle, and that's the hate on the front of it, and the stitching like Frankenstein, or as you put it, Braddockstein, if you will. I like, she put that, and I gave her those ideas, and she ran with it. And the hate on the forehead is, the hate that I feel towards my opponent. It's nothing personal, but when you step in that ring, you're stepping in my home, in my sanctuary.
I 100% agree with that. I want to say that. And I'm pretty sure Mike kind of drilled that into our heads when he was training us too, but it doesn't matter. It's your friend or whatever. There's only one first place. There's only one championship. Only one person to be champion at a time. So I don't care if you're my friend or not. You're standing in the way of what I want. So yeah, I hate you until the bell rings.
Exactly. And it's nothing personal to anybody.
No, not at all.
But it's still a competition. Yeah. And, there has to be a winner and there has to be a loser. So I'm going to do my best to be the winner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Parting words for the Unlucky Charms fans, the 3 fans we have out there. The 3 fans we have out there. Okay, 5.
Yeah, I know. And including Peanut, he's definitely one of our biggest fans. I hope he listens to this. I hope he listens to this, because I hope he crapped his old pants whenever I raised my hand to him, because he looked like he did. Okay.
Holy crap! He ran, jumped back 5 feet when Braddock all Braddock did was raise his hand, and Peanut took off. I've never seen Peanut run before, but he did.
Yeah, he never runs from anybody, but he, like, you scared the crap out of him.
It was
I don't
great.
think anybody knows how to take Braddock yet, is what it is. They're like, holy crap, this guy, because when he come out, first of all, how everything was handled about us coming out and everybody knowing who it was, yeah, that was kind of weird how that was handled. But you are in the fold. You are one of the unlucky charms. As you said, luck runs out, unluck is forever. Clyde, thank you for coming on with us tonight. We do appreciate it, sir. How can everyone get in touch with you for bookings and et cetera? We know you don't have any social media, but maybe
Yes, I don't have. Maybe my
manager.
My manager. Yes, my manager. Wicked Nemesis.
Hey, there you go. Yeah.
He's on the line.
There you go. I was wondering if you'd be like, if you want bookings, we'll talk about that later.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know if it was okay.
Yes, if you want to book Clyde Braddock, and if you want to book Chris Knox or Tasha Simone, I'm the man to get in touch with right here, the Wicked Nemesis. Braddock, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. See you Saturday, Rossville, Georgia, Empire Wrestling. They have no idea. Thank you, Braddock, for coming on, sir.
Yes. Is there any way I could get some closing words in to all the people out there?
You go right ahead, sir.
Well, yes. I just want everybody to know that Clyde Braddock is for real. I mean, I'm not just somebody who comes in off the streets and says that I want to do this. Wrestling is my life. Wrestling is what I've always been about. I've always loved it since I was a little kid. So you just better be ready, because now that I'm with the Unlucky Charms, that's going to give me the push that I need, and we're going to be unstoppable. So I'm just giving you a fair warning that you better look out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Grand Design, Clyde Braddock. We're about to take our next break of the evening. When we come back, we're going to go a little bit in-depth with Doom, Trever, Aeon, right here, the To Be Determined Show, Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yeah, we're going blind into this like Ray Charles. Not Stevie Wonder, because Stevie Wonder's not really blind, it's all a work. This is the To Be Determined Show right here, Beyond Ringside Radio Network. We are live with Doom, Trever, Aeon, Fast Eddie Layne, and Mad Dog Matt Denton. I am the Orc of Almost Architect of Intellect, the Wicked Nemesis. We're about to talk about Hijack Raw. Okay. I missed Raw, so I have no idea except for what was put out on Twitter and a little bit on Facebook. Heard the first 2 hours were really, really good. The last hour could have been Matt, you and I were talking about this off air. We're going to jump right into it. What were your thoughts on this with Hijack Raw, whatever that... First of all, what is the Hijack Raw? For those that don't know it, and I'm one of them.
It's a bunch of fans who are pissed off that CM Punk's left. CM Punk's abandoned them, so they're gonna fucking hijack Raw by chanting CM Punk for fucking 3 hours straight because, hey, they have nothing better to do.
And that's exactly what they did. That whole show was like randomly CM Punk. See, I'm not complaining. CM Punk's one of my favorite people to watch, so I'm not necessarily mad at him, but because the crowd was into like the other people who were really doing their job great. The crowd was into them too. Like they still cheered when the Usos won the tag championships.
Yes, they did.
Yep.
Man, those guys are an amazing freaking tag team. You see that damn dive over the ropes tag? That shit's crazy.
That was beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
Here's what fucking pisses me off so much about this, is that when Stone Cold left, took his ball and went home, did people from Texas go, oh, we'll go hijack Raw now? Fuck no.
Nope.
How many people did you hear chant Stone Cold throughout a 3-hour show? Or attempt to, anyway.
Yeah.
Well, they do say what, so.
They do
yeah,
what,
that is,
but...
That is Stone Cold, pretty much.
Can I offer this up?
Hold on a sec. The what chants really got on my fucking nerves. Like, a couple of weeks ago, I was watching Stone Cold get inducted into the Hall of Fame again. And the amount of fucking what chants made me want to go and strangle every fucking person in that audience.
What?
I'm gonna fucking kill you. But you'd enjoy that.
I'd enjoy watching you try. It'd be fun.
I'm not a person. I'm an entity.
Amen.
Oh, yeah, that just happened.
If I can offer this up, WWE Creative, as well as whoever was running the show that night, whether it be Vince, Tripp, Steph, or whoever, did the right things at the right time during the first hour of that show. When Punk's music hit, and here comes Paul Heyman, that took 80% of the steam out of the hijack movement. Because they were with Heyman, and to watch the way Heyman worked that promo from start
that promo. That promo was
from
amazing.
start to finish, that was a work of art, because he took it and he held that crowd in the palm of his hand, and he made the transition from him to CM Punk to him to Brock Lesnar seamlessly. I don't know of anybody else on a national stage. There's your keynote right there. On a national stage that could have done that as well as Paul Heyman. Not even Vince McMahon himself could have pulled that promo. Ric Flair, Rock, Austin, Hogan, none of them. Go from there. When Lesnar came out, the crowd focused on him. They brought out the CM Punk chants a couple of times. Sure, why not? Keep it going. But then here we go.
He used it to his advantage.
He used it to, including your baby boy, CM Punk. That got the crowd back into it, but it got it on him, not WWE.
Yes.
And then they check out. Here comes the tag title match. You knew in your heart, you knew if you had a clue about the way the storyline's been running between the Usos and the Outlaws, they were not going to string this for another 5 weeks to Mania or even 4 weeks to Mania. The payoff of the tag title change was going to be Monday night if they put those two back in the ring, and lo and behold, they did. The crowd in Chicago got a title change. There's very few things that people will bitch about on a title change. It's like, hey, we got a tag title change in Chicago. We're good. That took even more steam out. You bring out Big E and Cesaro for the Intercontinental title. Yeah, you knew it. You know that Langston's not dropping that belt yet, but you know that Cesaro is going to give you something to cheer about. Oh, and hell yeah, did he. The catch that he made on Big E.
Dude, and then he shifted him in midair. That was
see,
crazy.
Okay, the catch and the first part of the shift was Cesaro. The second half of the shift, and you could see, was both Cesaro and Big E. They worked together on the final half of that shift. And the crowd respected that. But you go from there, you get Swagger jumping in, you got the DQ on Cesaro, Big E gets the win, the crowd's all over them. They're not all over WWE for CM Punk. And then here comes the Shield versus the Wyatt family. Armageddon's at it again. It took the crowd.
Doing one-on-one right there.
It took the crowd, and it kept them on the match. Oh, my God, we got a tag title change. We got Cesaro showing us stuff we haven't seen in WWE for a while. Now we get the Shield versus the Wyatt family in Chicago? Who? What? Oh, yeah, we're supposed to be pissed about something tonight, aren't we? Guess what? They took it right out from under them. The first 90 minutes of Raw was so perfectly placed. And then came the second half of the show. But by the second half of the show, that set the final 80 minutes, I'll say, when it was like TNA Senior, that's when the crowd started to get back into it. But by that time, they had already been screamed out by the action that they had been given in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
WWE diffused that bomb perfectly. And I dare anybody to say otherwise. For the first 100 minutes, seriously, first 100 minutes, they did it right. But for that last 80, that show sucked. Matthew?
Mm-hmm.
I know you watched it. Anything you'd like to, have I said anything wrong about that?
I'm just looking through the results because I could barely remember anything, but, yeah.
I knew Daniel Bryan versus Batista was not going to amount to anything other than a beatdown of Daniel Bryan. And what they did, and the reason why I said TNA Senior, is because of the simple fact of the way that they did the beatdown of Daniel Bryan. I mean, it reminded me of TNA for the last 5 effing weeks.
I gotta agree with you there.
Right, so, right at the end, right? So Daniel Bryan got beat down and shit. And then they go off air. I tuned in to WWE Network because I was able to get a hold of the free trial.
Right.
And I see them send out the Big Show, and I could have just died laughing.
Yeah, that's going to be a tag team match that's coming Friday night on SmackDown. It's already in the can.
Well, yeah. But no, it's just the fact that everybody's expecting CM Punk because the thought process of the IWC was the fact that they had CM Punk be mentioned was some kind of sign that, oh, CM Punk's back again. And then there's Dave Meltzer saying, he's probably coming back, but Dave doesn't believe it, blah, 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 blah. But Meltzer, then they send out the Big Show of all Meltzer, fucking people.
Like nobody's fucking business, pardon my language.
Say what? What was it?
Meltzer got played like nobody's effing business. WWE's press department strung him perfectly.
Here's the thing, though. Everybody says that Dave Meltzer said it was set in stone that CM Punk was coming back. He said no such thing.
You're right, he didn't. But some of the other things that he said has coming back on him, from what I've been told. I don't read his column. I don't know.
I don't pay for the Wrestling Observer.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I'm totally lost.
Say it again, Trev.
I'm totally lost. I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Dave Meltzer, Wrestling Observer.
Oh, what did he do?
Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, he said stuff, and it's coming back to haunt him, and nobody really gives a shit, apart from the people who still pay $14.99, what is it, a month?
Yeah.
For a bunch of podcasts that you can now get for free, and fucking news that you can get for free from other websites.
See, the trick to this whole scenario is when Big Show made his entrance after the camera stopped. Once again, the fans in Chicago started to get a little bit more ticked during that third hour. It's kind of like everybody watching the Royal Rumble, starting with position number 24. And I still say, Rey Mysterio didn't get booed because they don't like him. Rey Mysterio got booed at number 30 because he wasn't Daniel Bryan. Well, they played...
Ray Charles could fucking see that.
Screwed.
Because
they set him up for fail there.
Say again?
They pretty much set him up for fail when he came out at number 30 and he wasn't Daniel Bryan. That could have been anybody. That could have been Stone Cold coming back and he would have got...
No, if it'd been Austin, trust me, that crowd would have said, who? Because when you hear they say, we love you, Daniel Bryan, but we got Stone Cold. You can wait a minute. If the glass would have broken and Stone Cold Steve Austin would have come out number 30 in the Royal Rumble, the earth would have moved.
I'm surprised that even Rey Mysterio came out because he's like super popular. I never hear people.
And not so much anymore. Rey Mysterio's fallen off.
Rey was super over 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Rey's not super over now because he keeps getting hurt. He's hurt. He's going away. He'll be back in 8 months. Okay, guess what? He's back again. When's he going to... It's like, how many times could the Big Show turn heel? Sure. Is he face or is he heel this week? It's lost its luster. It's lost its shine. It's lost its, it's lost its surprise. It's like, oh man, Big Show turned. Wait a minute. Big Show turned again. Oh shit. Here we go again. Rey's hurt. Okay. When's he coming back? But if it had been Austin or somebody of that magnitude at number 30, like I said, the earth would have moved 5 feet from the IWC having a collective orgasm at that point.
That's awesome.
Oh, we got Stone Cold. Ooh, baby. I mean, am I wrong on that? Matt, Wick, Trev, do y'all think I'm wrong?
If that's your fucking O sound, then no wonder you're not getting laid.
No, that's not my O sound. That's my sarcastic O sound. There's a difference.
I think that's.
Didn't want to know
he's
that.
probably either like Stone Cold's probably one of maybe 2 or 3 people that could have come out at that point and actually got not crapped on by the crowd.
There are 3 people in my mind right now that could have come out number 30 and not been crapped on. 1, Austin. 2, Taker. 3, Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
I'm not the only person that thought Shane McMahon was actually a pretty good wrestler. I enjoyed watching him.
He was a damn workaholic.
He wasn't so bad for a guy who was partly trained by Matt Hardy.
And he works better than Matt Hardy.
To be fair, my right nut works better than Matt Hardy.
That's something I really just don't care to see, but thank you, Matthew. Would it be a
midget?
Was it going to be a midget
I'd like
match?
to wrestle Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy can... Yeah. No, Matt
I want to
Hardy.
tell Matt Hardy to come down to GCW and wrestle me. It'd be awesome.
Barf.
Jesus Christ. Matt Hardy, maybe 2000 Matt Hardy? Sure. Matt Hardy today? Fuck off. No.
Really? I haven't seen him wrestle recently.
He'll probably take my comments right now and try and spin it into a little storyline. How he got hurt by comments from some guy on a radio show. Woe is me, Matt Hardy. Fuck him.
I'm going to say this.
He used to come to GCW and attack me, and then he can wrestle each other.
Trevor, if the front office of Global is going to spend as much money as Matt Hardy wants to come down to Pell City, I would rather them channel that money into somebody like AJ Styles or, get this, Michael Bennett.
Oh, that'd be cool. I'd love to wrestle Mike Bennett, too. I think AJ's a better match for Spiral than he would be for somebody like me. Can you imagine the 2 of them? Holy crap.
Oh, shit. Talking of AJ. He broke a dude's neck. He broke a dude's neck this week.
Oh
yeah.
Wait a minute.
What happened?
There was a match, I think, in Scotland. AJ Styles versus Lionheart.
Ooh.
And Lionheart had his neck broken by the fucking typical Styles Clash botch. He didn't tuck his chin.
He didn't relax his chin. He should have tucked his head back and not brought it forward.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He tucked his chin, so he fucking snapped. Bang. Broke his neck.
Got pile drivers, basically.
Roderick Strong.
Roderick Strong, Stevie Richards, and I think Kazarian had that fucking...
The trick to the Styles Clash is, the basic rule of thumb in something like that is tuck your chin. No, you never tuck your chin on a Styles Clash. You lean back and you put your head as far back as you can.
Yeah, because if you tuck your chin, you're just gonna come right down on your on the back of your neck. You're done.
No, you're going to come down. You're going to tuck your head under your neck is what you're going to do if you come down tucking your face forward. Rock your head back.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah, I've still got the Roderick Strong AJ Styles match on DVR, and I felt so bad for Rod. But the thing about it is, he's taken the Styles Clash 100 times. He should know that by now.
It's one of those heat of the moment things that just kind of happen sometimes, I guess.
Unless it was supposed to be a false finish and they turned around and Roderick was supposed to bow out of it underneath before AJ could jump forward, but AJ had already jumped forward and Roderick was bringing his face forward. It's like, oh crap, this is not it. Damn. Dude, I hope he's okay.
At that point, there's nothing you can do but just take the move and hope for the best.
Pray.
I'm having a look at the Roderick Strong bit now, because I haven't seen it.
Oh yeah. I watched that like 5 or 6 times. They showed it this past Saturday night on Ring of Honor television in our home market, UPN 68.
Yeah.
Here we go. Step over. Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Jesus Christ. Where's John Zandig where you fucking need him?
No kidding.
Jesus.
I mean, the next worst thing to that right there that pops into my head, other than Sid and the leg break, is the first time that somebody painfully botched the backflip coming out of the Doomsday device in 1986 on Crockett TV.
Oh no, not the backflip off the shoulders. Oh.
Yeah, the doomsday device. Because remember, not only is Hawk going to not only is Animal going to push you up and back, not only is Hawk going to try to guide you a little bit, but you have to launch your happy ass to where you can go ahead and get to that layout position instead of coming down on the square of your shoulders. I think it wasn't Mike Boyette that did it. It was. Oh, dude, and that reminded me of another one. UWF 1986, Savannah Jack was facing the California hippie Mike Boyette. Jack came in for a deep underhook arm drag, and apparently Boyette lost his footing when he was trying to go forward, and Jack kept pulling. Boyette came down on the side of his neck going down and did not move for a full segment.
That's brutal.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, still brutal.
I think that would be the origin of Botchamania.
The one that
we all can agree on one thing.
The one that I was remembering just now was when Marty Garner took the pedigree for the first time.
Yes.
Ooh.
That was nasty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
From what I heard, it was like he was trying to... it wasn't even face first. He went top of the head first, but it was like...
Well, yeah, that's what. He tucked his chin on that, and he hit the back of his head almost like a... I don't know. That's one of the few things I think you can still see on YouTube. It's definitely on one of those botch, like one of the first botch videos I ever saw.
Oh yeah,
that was the very first one.
From what I remember, he thought he was taking a Tiger Driver or some shit.
Yeah.
So it was like he turned himself into a fucking lawn dart. That's what he fucking did.
It's kind of like when you take the tombstone from Undertaker. Nose to nuts, damn it.
Well, look, there's one person. She's not here at the moment. Tasha. Tasha's pile driver. She is one of the nastiest pile drivers I've ever seen. That is a move that just, even the slightest bit of hesitance, even the slightest bit of off, can totally end your life as you know it, as we have all seen by several people.
All I'm saying for the Undertaker's tombstone, if you can't smell Michelle McCool on Undertaker, then you're too far down.
Nose to nuts.
That's kind of. You just said that.
What? Nose to nuts? That's what it is on Taker's pile. On the tombstone. Huh?
Michelle McCool. No, the Michelle McCool on the Undertaker.
Oh, that was funny as hell. That was beautiful.
Yeah, but I want the Undertaker kicking my ass.
And if you go a little bit lower, you can smell Layla.
Oh, hello,
whoa.
Doom.
Whoa.
What Doom? Is there any move that you won't take besides the Unlucky Charms top of the morning?
Crazy unstoppable death move that you guys told me about.
Dude, Xander took it. Well, you know, when we were training.
I'm mad I didn't get to see it. But Xander's he's amazing. You could probably hit Xander with a thunderbolt or a lightning bolt straight out of the sky, and he would pop back up and be like, "Oh, that's all you got?"
Xander would.
Seriously, is there any move that you're kind of scared to take, or you refuse to take, or hesitant to take?
I got one.
Not necessarily. I'm very wary of pile drivers.
Thank you.
So if you're not like Mike, because I know Mike uses the cradle pile driver for a finisher. If you're not Mike, or just somebody who's just been doing it forever, and I feel like I can trust you, there's a good chance that I'm going to ask to just, can we do something else? Like Shane Williams gave me a pile driver. It was super safe and awesome, and it looked good. So I was like, cool. But I have not had one since then. That was almost 2 years ago. But everything else, I'm pretty cool with usually. I always kind of take it person to person, so it depends on who I'm wrestling. Because a lot of stuff, I had never taken the German suplex before I wrestled Mike, but he's like the best wrestler on earth. So I wasn't worried, and he's my trainer, so I wasn't worried at all. But if he was just like one of those guys, like the indie guys out here who are hitting big moves after big moves on each other every 30 seconds. Those guys hit moves like that, and it just, I don't trust them like that. So no.
I don't fucking blame you. I saw this animation of some fucking I think it was a tag team match. Some dude had a guy on the apron for a tombstone. Jumps off. His tag team partner's on the top rope, and at the same time leaps off with a fucking double stomp through a table.
But you're over. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's ridiculous. You're overdoing it. That's not even like. That goes far beyond. You're trying to kill somebody doing something like
exactly.
that. Exactly. We don't get a second take. There is no, stunt doubles or nothing like that in wrestling. So you gotta be wary of. You want to win the match. You don't want to kill the guy.
Here's two things. One, they're probably gonna get paid $20 for that.
Yeah.
And two, if they really want to make it to WWE, they know that you don't see some kind of stupid fucking stunt like that on WWE TV.
And you know what? I think about that every time I sit and try to brainstorm, like, oh, what can I add to my arsenal? Because I know, like, that's been a thing that I've been working on a lot. I've been trying to add new things to my arsenal, but I always watch and see what they're doing on TV, and I'm just like, well, I don't need anything that they wouldn't let me use here. Because if somebody makes a highlight video for me, and I got this big, crazy, ridiculous move that's so amazing, it don't matter, because once you get to the big stage, everything changes. If they don't want you using that shit, then you can't fucking use it. So I just try not to have anything in my arsenal that I know that they would look at me like, why the fuck would you do that? That's just wishful thinking on my part and hoping for my future that's where my career goes. So I'm always making reference to it. I'm always in everything I do. I'm always like, well, how would that affect me if I was here or here? That's probably just how I am. But definitely, like, crazy moves, you don't need them. You don't need a double backflip. You can backflip one time. You don't need a 750,000 splash. The 450 is enough. Like, just.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, for various pile drivers, of course, you can't use WWE unless you're the Undertaker or something, or if you're going CM Punk off the fucking rails or some shit. But it seems like WWE likes the kind of spectacular but safe, flippy shit, like Adrian Neville in NXT with the corkscrew shooting star press. Sure, it's unnecessary, but it's pretty as fucking hell.
Evan Bourne.
Well, he's the only one that does it. These guys out here, they're all doing it.
It's true.
Like, all of them. The entire card is guys who do that. And they do all that, and then we got Spiral at GCW, whose splash is not a flipping crazy splash, and it looks 10 times better and 10 times more devastating than all their crazy flips. So it's just like, you guys go out and do all this, and then this guy comes out and does this splash, and there's no flips or anything, and it still looks way better than yours. It's time to reevaluate what you do.
It's definitely true.
You don't want the crowd to get excited off of your moves. You want the crowd to be happy to see you. They
That's
shouldn't even
turned
really
down
care
for what?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's exactly. Turned down for what? We're about to take our last break of the evening. When we come back, we're going to talk to Doom a little bit more, and we're going to discuss Empire this weekend when we're seeing red again, of course. The To Be Determined Show live Beyond Ringside Radio Network. So this is not the NXT arrival, but it is the To Be Determined show. We are live Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
Fuck Brian Christopher.
Oh, and by the way, one of my favorite tweets of the week was Buff Bagwell shouldn't have been a gigolo. He should have been a juggalo. I love that.
Oh, apparently he's now one of the top 3 escorts for that fucking particular service.
More power to him.
One of the top 3. He's the perfect stranger.
No, I'm surprised that whenever they call up the fucking escort service, they don't put him through to Buff's mom.
And actually, that's the handsome stranger, Wick.
You have to go through Buff's mom, and it's the handsome stranger, not the perfect stranger, whatever.
Yeah, Global
I got it right this morning. All right, yes. And there you go. But the handsome stranger, indeed.
American males, American males, American males, American males.
Oh, that's terrible.
Buff! Daddy!
Now, Empire Wrestling this Saturday, Doom.
Yes.
Do you know who you're actually working yet?
I have no idea. He has not told me yet. I guess I'll find out on Saturday. I don't mind not knowing. In fact, I almost kind of like not knowing. Because last time I didn't know who I was going to face when I got up there, and I ended up in the ring with their light heavyweight champion, Johnny Viper. It was a fun match. I was very proud of that match. I posted it on my Facebook and on my Twitter like 100 times because I was very happy. I was very happy with it. I made a bunch of mistakes in it, but nobody noticed with me because he didn't even realize. And I was, but other than that, and every single time I've been up there, the crowd has been very receptive of me. I stayed after, last time I went to Empire, when I wrestled Johnny Viper, I stayed after a good 30 or 45 minutes, taking pictures and signing stuff. So I love going up there. I can't wait to go back. I've been trying to get back up there all year. So I'm excited. Somebody's been kicked in the face. I don't think I've kicked anybody in the face up there yet.
When was the last time you were actually there?
That was early October, I think, when I went there. So this is going to be like my reintroduction. Because that was right before I broke my wrist, or tore all the muscles in my wrist, I should say.
Now, how hard was it to come back from that type of injury?
It was hard, but it wasn't. I started just working my legs pretty much every day after I got over the frustration of having a hurt limb. Because I spent that first week just being pissed off and brooding and walking around the house grumpy and yelling at the cats. And then I just, I snapped on the inside and said, fuck this, I can't work my arms. So I'm going to work my legs until I can work my arms. So I was doing leg workouts 4 or 5 days a week, 30, 45 minutes at a time. Kept myself, like my leg, that's why my legs got bigger over the time I was hurt. And then over time, I just started to do real light weights with the wrist. Small number of push-ups instead of a bajillion of them like I was doing before. It was a rough process. And, it still like hurts sometimes just because of the trauma from it landing the way I did. It was about a 15-foot fall. Like, you think about it, I was wrestling a dude who was like 6'10". That's a long fall. And the fact that I got up and got back in the ring in January means that I'm crazy. But since our old wrestled with broken fingers or something, like, if he wrestled with broken fingers, I ain't gonna be bitching about my wrist. Fuck that. Because while I'm sitting here complaining about my wrist hurts, these other people are out here honing their craft. So, difficult or not, I was ready to get back at it. But it was not. It was easier than I thought it was going to be, but it was still not necessarily very easy. Now I feel like I can come back to anything.
I had a fan come up to me at the VIP and say something that I wanted to pass along to you. As a female fan, she said that you made her want to be a professional wrestling fan, which I thought spoke volumes. Because there's not many people you can point to. You made me want to punch you in the face. That's generally what I get. But how does it feel to be able to actually connect with the fans like that? Because that's what a lot of wrestlers fail to do and are unable to do for the most part of their career. How are you able to connect to the fans like that?
You know, I'm really trying to figure that out myself. Honestly, I don't know what it is, but I'm like every single time I go out and people react to me in general, I just on the inside I feel all warm and fuzzy and super awesome and stuff. And it's really I don't even know. I can't point to one thing that can tell you why or what it is. I mean, I go out and I'm myself turned up, I guess, to the whatever ninth degree, and I guess people kind of like who I am. Surprisingly, just shocks the crap out of me. But I don't know what it is that the crowd sees in me that makes them just want to get behind me. I'm totally grateful that they want to do that, and I'll hope that I make more people feel that way. Hopefully, I can carry that over to everywhere I go, so that we can make something out of this Trever Aeon thing that we got going on here. But I'm still trying to figure it out. It's very interesting, but confusing.
It's like the Ninja Kingdom to have.
Yeah. Pretty much. I can never have enough people tell me, "Oh yeah, you're awesome. You did this. I like your." A lot of people like the color of my gear. A lot of people like the eyes in my hands. A lot of people like my crazy hair. I feel like I look way less generic with this hair on my head. I'm so glad I grew my hair out. Great idea.
I think that's just a big love fest of what that is. A big love fest of art and violence.
It's a big old love fest of art and violence.
Now you talk about art is violence. Where did this come from? The art is violence hashtag that you use, that you have been pushing and also using on Facebook.
Okay, this is what happened. I was drawing and I was listening to music, and I was listening to a song by my absolute favorite band on earth, Angel Spit. If you don't know who they are, Google them right now. Angel Spit, ANGELSPIT, one word. Look them up. If you don't know who they are, look them up. And they have a song called Violence. It sounds like nothing else in their catalog. Their music is usually really fast tempo, lots of crazy electronics and machinery and just wild, ridiculous chaos in their music. It sounds really violent. Like their music sounds like a war is going on. But this one song called Violence, at the very end of their last album, Hello My Name Is, it's super calm, it's really sexy, it's real slow. The Zook singing is super melodic, and something went off in my head, and I'm like, man, the music's like, it's like a war, it's like their music is violence. And then I started thinking of different ways that art itself was almost a violent act. Because then I started getting really crazy. When you put lines on the paper, I force those lines together. Those lines don't have any control over themselves. I'm in control of them. I tell them what to do with my pencil. The same thing with music. You force those sounds together. They don't sentiently come to life and choose to be together. It's coercion. It's just like violence. And eventually I came up with the slogan, art is violence. And now I've started to see, like, just fighting in general, violent acts. Like, there's art to me kicking a guy in the face. There's a flair, there's a finesse to it, there's a flash to it. But at the end of the day, I'm kicking a guy in the face. There's art to me taking some guy's arm and trying to yank it out of the socket because I want to win this wrestling match. It sounds brutal, it sounds barbaric, but at the same time, it's actually very intelligent. It's very artistic, and that's kind of where the art is violence thing came from. But Angel Spit inspired it, like 100%. If I had to point one thing out that put that in my head, it was listening to that Angel Spit song, and it just kind of went from there. And I've just been adding things to it as time goes on. Because, I mean, if anybody that's following me on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, they know that I'm super creative. I build stuff. I draw. I play music. I'm all over the place. Photography, freaking modeling, even though I'm ugly, like just all kinds of random crap. So I just wanted to put that all together with wrestling and make it one thing so I could kind of, I don't know, try to keep myself from being boring, because I can only come out and just yell Doom for no reason for so long, right?
No, but
it's probably because you're the biggest fan of the WCW tag team.
Of the what?
Of the WCW tag team.
Which one?
Doom.
Doom. Well,
Doom.
I mean, who can not like the WCW tag team Doom? Ron Simmons was in it. Come on.
Exactly.
Damn.
That's the reason you come out every week and just go, Doom! Never
Damn
forget,
right.
man. Never forget.
Damn right.
now, what are your goals? What are your goals for 2014?
This year, I got my heart set on wrestling in places that I've never been. Florida and like the northeastern. Florida, California, and the northeastern states are my main like focuses. That's where I want to go this year. I just want to come out and say, oh, I want to wrestle for New Japan, wrestle for WWE. Yeah, I do. Like right now, if they called me right now, I'd be gone. But since I'm not gonna jump too far ahead into the future and pretend like I can pull that shit off overnight. So small term goals right now. I definitely want to get to states I haven't been to, but California, Florida, and like New York and that whole area. Those are my main focuses. That's what I really want to do before this year's over. So as many people in as many places as possible will know my name. And I'm gonna start doing videos where I talk about a lot of this stuff soon. I just haven't done it yet because I had to find a good location and a good camera. But I have those things now. So in like a week or so, things will start popping up. I keep very busy. But those are my main.
Are you saying like a vlog? Are you gonna start a vlog?
It'll just be. It'll kind of be just me talking about whatever I got going on. Like if I got a thing going on with Joey, I might have something to say about it. I'll start recording it instead of just typing it on Facebook, or instead of just tweeting Joey Artist Violence. I'm gonna turn you into a song on this album of your device, blah blah blah. I'm gonna start being a little more verbal than just. Cause I don't feel like I get to talk enough, but I feel like I want to talk more. So instead of waiting to go to a wrestling event and see if the promoter's gonna tell me, hey, you might have time to talk tonight. Instead of doing that, I'm gonna record it myself. And whatever company I'm working for, I'll just put it on their Facebook profile so all the fans that are going to be at the show, they can all see it. I'm trying to get some more attention. This is what I'm doing here. People need to pay attention to Trever Aeon. I work hard. I want to be good at what I do. I want more people to see what I do.
Now, you had the honor of being a part of Beyond Wrestling not too long ago over in Atlanta at WWA 4. Tell us about that, if you will, because that's pretty much art, or artistic anyways, wrestling.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was absolutely amazing. I got to see and talk to a lot of people who I've either wanted to meet or had met before, just didn't have a lot of time to sit and talk with them. I got to watch friends of mine work like Darkmon and Fred Yehi, who I just wrestled last Friday, who I'm wrestling this Friday in Columbus, actually. And I actually wrestled a girl. She's the AIWF Women's Champion right now. Her name's Devin Nicole. She's awesome. She came to GCW once, but she hasn't been back since. But she's a lot of fun to wrestle, and she's super, super duper cool. She beat me up. She drop kicked me in the face. It hurt.
She kicked your face.
Yeah, she kicked my face. But just the whole everybody was super friendly. The guys were the Beyond Wrestling like taping experience. It's a really cool experience, and having your peers watch you work and having them react like fans I think that makes me feel really good as a wrestler. And me and Devin definitely got that with our match. Like, it was one thing for guys to like pop about people's cool moves, because believe me, there were a lot of cool moves that night. And my match, we didn't do all that. I was wrestling a girl. We can't do all this ridiculous crap. But our match had like the reaction as if those guys weren't wrestlers. It was almost like they were fans. And she noticed it too. And just that is just it's an indescribable feeling, really. And then watching all these other people who've been wrestling longer than me, who know more than I do, who would freaking probably kill me in the ring, like wrestle circles around me. So I'm humble enough to say that somebody can wrestle better than me. I don't have much of an ego. Attention, professional wrestling world. You guys can learn from that. No ego. Anyway, I got to have people who know more than me critique what I was doing. Like Aaron Epic gave me a lot of information afterwards. He's freaking cool. Sugar Duncanton's freaking cool. Black Baron, the guy who asked me to be on the show to begin with, he's freaking awesome. And him and Matt Cage tore the damn house down at the end of the show. Tore the damn house down. Got to meet and watch A.R. Fox work again. I don't even know how he does the stuff he does. I'm honest with you. But it's an awesome experience. I recommend like anybody who's in any region who's a pro wrestler, if you think you can keep up with those guys, you definitely should try and freaking just go to Beyond Wrestling. And even if you don't get to work, just watch everybody else and just take in the atmosphere. Because it's an amazing atmosphere. And you know, me being a big art nerd, and I was like, oh, this is crazy. It was like.
Is there anything you learned from that experience?
What did I learn in specifics? I learned, and this is just from watching everybody else, that I think I picked up on maybe how to pace my match different from everybody else's. I kind of learned like that whole where you are on the card kind of affects how your match should be. That's what I picked up on from that, because a lot of people's matches were like knockdown, drag out, slugfest of death. But on a regular show, that's not really going to work. You'll burn your crowd out like in 5 minutes. If your first match is just like your main event. And I may have picked up one or two moves while I was there as well. I'm not admitting to that. I came up with everything I do. Sorry. I don't steal moves. I'm just kidding.
I disagree. Chris Jericho invented everything, by the way.
Yeah, that's true. So whatever I do, I stole it from Jericho anyway. I learned even more so how to slow down, especially because of the kind of match that I was in. I pretty much worked a totally different style. Like, if you see the match, like, I didn't even do anything during that match. I was so, like, I was half nervous, half overly focused, half worried, like, oh, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. Luckily, everything went well. So just little stuff like that. And then, who was it? I think it was Ethan Case. He told me about, this is one thing I learned directly from somebody saying directly to me, is just being more vocal. It's another thing that I've always needed to work on, is being louder. I'm loud as crap before the match starts, and then during the match, sometimes I forget. I'm like, oh, wait, I need to keep that loudness on the whole time. So, little things like that. Very, very, I'm once again, like, super, super, super thankful to Black Baron for asking me to be a part of that. Hopefully they do it again, and I get to be a part of it again. By then, I'll be an even better wrestler than I was when that happened, because I get better every day. Somehow. Whether it's from the gym or studying too much, but every day. That's all I do. That's all I think about. Awesome experience. Everyone should do it. Everybody that's a pro wrestler that's worth something should try and get a spot in Beyond Wrestling. You can tell them I said that. You can tell them I said I want to be on there again, so I'm trying to hide from me.
Now, Matt, before we take this home, you and I discussed something that happened in TNA off air, a title change. If you will, tell everyone what the hell happened for those that missed out. Spoiler alert.
So, a couple of weeks ago at a house show, the TNA Tag Team titles changed hands between the Bromans, who were the champions, and the Wolves, who have been in the company for, just about 3 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, so, house show title change. And it's supposed to show that anything can happen at a house show, but what the fuck are you thinking, TNA? What the fuck?
Wait, so what happened?
The titles the tag team titles are now in, actually no. Okay, this is where it gets confusing. So, according to whatever fucking mystical powers that be, let me actually check TNA's website. The tag team champions, as of right now, are supposed to be the Wolves. But they just taped a pay-per-view in Japan where the Wolves lost the tag team titles back to the Bromans.
No.
And that taping will not take place, that will not air until like March or June. Confused yet?
That's confusing. Yeah, that's extremely confusing. That makes my head hurt.
As of, what makes it even more confusing is that taping is going to air in June, July, and according to TNA's website, the Bromans have been champions since March 2nd, so they're acknowledging it on TV. And I think my head is about to fucking explode.
Yeah, me too, because that's really confusing.
Impact Wrestling, where the bullshit never ends.
Wait a minute, does that mean that they're actually going to have them lose the title again, but we're like, oh, well, this is the one, they lost the title again when really it's the one they lost before. This is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just the pre-cum of TNA.
Wow.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The title reign, too.
And, by the way, don't forget, Sonata is now the X Division champion.
Yeah, because when TNA aren't dropping the belts between Chris Sabin and Austin Aries, somebody else has to come in.
There you go.
Although I kind of like the fact that the X Division Championship is so hotly contested for, even though it is overkill. Because obviously they still have the option C, which TNA don't even need anymore. Because there's fucking briefcases running around all over the fucking place. They got the fucking Feast or Fired stuff, which the world title's already been cashed in and he lost. X Division, I don't think it's been cashed in yet, but I don't watch TNA. Because I treasure my fucking sanity. Tag team title case is with Ethan Carter. And hasn't been cashed in on yet. And they still have option C. So,
Taken care of back with Chris Sabin. He took care of that and actually won it. I've got the.
But no. Option C keeps on rolling over.
Yeah, at the next Destination X pay-per-view.
But TNA keep on making it sound like it can happen at any time, which we all know is bullshit. But
of course, let me give you this real quick. I'm playing spoiler here, kids, so if you don't want to hear spoilers about this show, close your ears for the next 18 seconds. From the TNA vs. Wrestle 1 Outbreak pay-per-view that took place on March 2nd, from what I was told, Christopher Daniels and Kazarian defeated Minoru Tanaka and Koji Kanemoto. Gail Kim defeated Madison Rayne, so that technically we're 50-50 on that one. Takayama and Abyss went no contest and used the tacks and choke slam Takayama on the tacks. Both men could not answer the 10 count. Bobby Roode did the JOB to Masakatsu Funaki. Funaki then turned around and challenged Kurt Angle to a match after he beat Bobby Roode. Keiji Muto, Rob Terry, and Taioke defeated Samoa Joe, Rene Dupree, and Masayuki Kono. When Joe...
What? Jesus Christ. Rob Terry and Rene Dupree? Talk about... Yeah, Jesus Christ.
And this is where Saya Sanada defeated Austin Aries to win the X Division champion. There were actually 3 out of, I believe, 8 matches where TNA based individuals won their matches. Magnus retaining against Kai or Kai to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. Other than that, the TNA guys basically did the JOB over to the Wrestle 1 guys.
Which I'm not surprised. I'm actually not surprised because Wrestle 1's a fledgling company and they need all the help they can get over there.
Yeah, but by the way,
for what?
I can understand them running a 50-50 split, but for it to be tipped to the balance of power to Wrestle 1, dude, does that after what happened in the UK with all they had some decent outings as long as they didn't have frickin' Dixie by God Carter out there 21 times an hour.
I'm saying is that judging by what I heard for the London leg of the tapings, I'm fucking glad I dodged that bullet.
And go figure this, TNA has a pay-per-view this coming Sunday, allegedly. They're actually going to do a real pay-per-view this Sunday. I am so excited, said no one.
Wait, there's a pay-per-view Sunday?
They have a pay-per-view. Lockdown is this coming Sunday. Here's the lineup. Magnus versus Joe for the title inside a cage. These are all cage matches. Lethal Lockdown.
Oh, yeah.
Team Dixie, Rude, Aries, and the Bromance taking on Team MVP, the Wolves, and wonder who that mystery person's going to be. Knockouts title, Madison Rayne.
Willow.
Huh?
It's Willow.
Yes, Willow up his ass. Madison. Hearing, damn it,
That'd
Doom.
be the midget from Willow.
There you go. In a steel cage match, Gunner versus Storm. Eric Angle. Holy hell, where the hell was I at? Kurt Angle
Survivor
versus
Series 2000, apparently.
Yeah, really. Kurt Angle versus EC3. Anderson versus Samuel Shaw. I like Ken Anderson, but Samuel Shaw is showing me nothing. I'm sorry. But here's one. Bad Influence and Chris Sabin taking on the Great Muta, Sonata, and Tigre Uno. That will steal the
Great Muta?
I think it's his son. I think it's Muta too, isn't it? Matt?
No, I think it's the original.
Okay, guess what? This one match would probably let's see, hold on. Magnus Joe, pay-per-view anytime. Kurt Angle, Derek Bateman, EC3 should be pay-per-view quality. The 6-man steel cage tag team match with Bad Influence, Sabin, Muta, Sonata, and Tigre Uno should be pay-per-view quality. Gunner James Storms has been played too many times on TV. The Knockouts thing has been played on TV. And the only high part of this is actually getting to watch MVP and the Wolves work. It's going to be Jeff Hardy. You know in your heart it's going to be Jeff Hardy. Even if you've read the spoilers, you know it's going to be Jeff Hardy.
It's not going to be Jeff Hardy. It's going to be Willow.
I don't care if it's Malibu Barbie.
No, it's Malibu Stacy. Sparks
Now,
Vincent.
if it's Stacy Keebler, hello, legs.
Okay, so it's going to be, what, Bobby Roode, Austin Aries, and the Bromans versus MVP, the Wolves, and Waylon Smithers.
About Waylon Jennings?
Yeah, Smithers.
About the ghost of Hank Williams Sr.? They'd win.
How about the ghost of Christmas past? Ooh.
About
Ooh.
Goes
About the-
to
How about the ghost of WCW?
they'd lose.
Oh, no. Oh,
How about-
no,
Like
no.
the gay ghost, like, ooh,
Wait a minute.
Well,
How about
so
the,
weird.
thank you. How about the California ghost or the ghost of California Christmas past?
How about the ghost of Buff Bagwell's career?
You got to call his mom for that seance.
How about the ghost of Kit
Judy
Stevens?
Bagwell.
I love you, Judy.
We should call Judy right now.
I have her on.
You have her on speed dial.
I have her on my cell phone because the time that we did the interview with Buff Bagwell here on Beyond Ringside, which Wick, you were there for that. You can vouch for this crap.
Oh dear God, was I ever there for that? The most awkward interview ever.
That was a cluster bang and a half. Oh, by the way, for the record, the ghost of California, the California ghost would be boo, totally boo, dude. Okay.
Wow.
The ghost of Chase Stevens' balls.
Lost those to a strip card game up in Tennessee.
He lost him as soon as he ran away from Kid Cash.
Most people would run away from Kid Cash.
Yeah, I've heard that guy's pretty badass.
Okay, it's time. Eddie, how can
Is
everyone
Vader
get
time?
in touch with you, sir? It's Vader time! How can everyone get in touch with you, and what do you have upcoming on Beyond Ringside, Eddie?
The rundown for the calendar, easy. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern, Cause and Effect present the Thursday Night Radio Throwdown. I do believe Global Championship Wrestling may be going on at 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. The Saturday Showcase with yours truly, Hitman Big Daddy Cool, Ryan Adcock, and Robert Cosper goes live at 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern this coming Saturday. And Beyond Ringside Live will be on a 1-week hiatus. In other words, I have a paying job this coming Sunday, and I want the money. So BR Live will be back 1 week from this coming Sunday and working on projects right now for Back to Basics this coming Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. For me personally, find me at Fast Eddie Layne, LAYNE.com. There's a ghost of Twitter past and a ghost of Twitter present, but we don't know if there's going to be a ghost of Twitter future at Fast Eddie Layne, but I'm also on Instagram at Fast Eddie Layne. Looking forward to seeing everybody this coming Friday night. Buffalo Wild Wings in Alabaster, 9 p.m. start time, and we're going to have some fun. There's some pent-up rage and ruthless aggression and pent-up rage. Holy freaking hell, what did I say?
Creme
Also,
fraiche.
there you go. I do want to say, and you can probably hear it the other end of the house, my roommate Mike, birthday today on March 5th. Mike, congratulations. You're old. And I think you're officially older than me for about another 10 months. But I just want to say, guys, this has been fun. I really appreciate it because when you've had a weird week like I've had, especially with what happened Sunday night at a bar that will no longer be named or mentioned by me in any capacity whatsoever, other than if I want to put the word blows big time behind it. It's very cathartic to be able to just take off the kid gloves and let it rip. And I know that I didn't normally go with the language protocol that normally follows on this show, but I did have a great time. Thank you very much for putting up with me.
Ah, you sentimental bastard, you.
Keep going.
Matt Denton. Matt, how can everyone get in touch with you, sir, and what do you have upcoming? I know you have a few tricks up your sleeve.
As for how you can get in touch with me, you don't.
Tumblr.
That's a lie. You have a Twitter.
No.
Ow.
And he doesn't use Twitter anymore.
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't use your Twitter? Come on.
Although
I
you
know
did
I'm
get
a fan.
compliment on Twitter a few minutes ago. You were called incomparable by I'm a wrestling fan.
Oh.
There you go.
Well, thank you for letting me know, because I didn't see it.
Yeah, when I was over with the Beyond Ringside account doing build up and push for the show, I was making a reference to who all's on tonight. And I'm a wrestling fan came back and said, you know, they appreciate the factor of true veterans in professional wrestling like Wick, Tasha, and myself. And I'm a wrestling fan immediately came back and said, and never discount the words of the incomparable words from Prism.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
We must have like the biggest and most loyal female wrestling fan following of any podcast, any wrestling radio show, like hands down. Am I correct?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think we do, and
Exactly.
we appreciate every single one of y'all, even the guys with the penises. Oh yeah, and by the way, I think this will be a great time for Doom to throw out his hashtag BBC.
Big bone chicks. No? No.
That was I like that one, fat bottom girls. Doom, how can everyone get in touch with you, sir? And what do you have upcoming?
There's lots of ways to get in touch with me. Twitter and Instagram are both Doom Trever Aeon, all one word, DoomTreverAeon. Twitter and Instagram, Doom Trever Aeon. When you get on Instagram, you can also hashtag Eonstagram if you have crazy pictures of me or cool stuff like that, because I know some of you do. YouTube, TA Facekick, youtube.com/TA Facekick. All my matches that have been recorded are on there. The ones that aren't, I post on there, so pay attention. Facebook.com/Trever Aeon. Once again, TreverAeon. All those awesome promoters out there that totally want Trever Aeon at your wrestling event. TreverAeon@gmail.com. Tell me where you are and get me on your show, because I kick people in the face and art is violence, and I bring the doom, and everybody likes me or everybody hates me. You know, whatever you want. I don't care. Am I leaving anything out? I think those are all the ways.
German sex tension.
That too. This weekend on Friday, I'm going to be first show of a new company, Center Stage Pro Wrestling. I'm pretty excited about it. Wrestling Fred Yehi again. It's going to be in Columbus, Georgia. Go to the CSPW website, and it has pretty much all the information you need. On Saturday, along with Wicked Nemesis and Clyde Braddock, I'm going to Empire Wrestling once again. Last time I was there, I wrestled Johnny Viper. The time before that, I think I wrestled Xander Stone. It's been a while. Can't wait to go back up there. It's going to be in Rossville, Georgia. Once again, Empire website on Facebook will give you all the information. Empire Wrestling Entertainment is what they are. I'm pretty excited. That is all the Oh, yeah, wait. I'm leaving something out. I have a DeviantArt account, too. DeviantArt.com/DoomTreverAeon. DoomTreverAeon. I'm going to post art on there because it's the DeviantArt website. Duh.
Eddie, go right ahead, sir.
If I may, this is something I meant to say a minute ago, but I got kind of chuckled at something that happened. I didn't really say this. I know we said it kind of on Sunday, and I did say a little bit of it last night on Back to Basics, but I know that I speak for Wick, for Trever, for Clyde, and the entire GCW Underground Foundation locker room when I say thank you to everybody who came out this past Saturday night to the Pelham Civic Complex, because there were some hellacious fans at the Civic Complex for March Mayhem. There were some great wrestling fans there, not sports entertainment fans, not General Hospital fans. Yeah, because there was some drama there too. We've already talked about it. Let her rip. I effing dare you. I'll even drop the F-bomb. But seriously, I mean, to everybody who came up where I was bouncing around like a freaking pinball half the time, but to people who came up and asked if they could take pictures with me, people who came up to ask for autographs, to everybody who came up and made the reference to say that they listened to Beyond Ringside, whether it be BR Live, Back to Basics, Saturday Showcase, C&E, and of course TBD, because I had people coming up and saying that they listen to all the shows on the network on a regular basis, and when they get it, especially when they get a chance to as well, and it's humbling. I mean, to be able to put faces. It really is, because when you get a chance to put faces with the words and the screen names that you've never met before, it's like, dude, Last week on TBD, off the charts. Dude, last week on BR, you, Mabo, and Wick just nailed it. And, you know, when they're talking about the different shows and the different characters that we have, and the thing about it is we're not just characters. We are who we are on these shows, legitimately.
Pretty much.
I mean, we don't put on facades for on-air personalities. We're not living gimmicks. We're being ourselves on these.
We're all fantastic personalities, that's why.
Yes. And everybody knows that Wicked Nemesis is a warm and wonderful person. Especially when he's awake, right, Wick? No, but in all seriousness, everybody who did come up, thank you. Because, you know, for all the kind words that have been said about all the shows here on the station and on the network, they are appreciated. And I speak for the entire Beyond Ringside family of shows, thank you for listening.
Jesus Christ, you really are a sentimental bastard. Let's shut you up.
That was the zipper.
You just caught my balls in the zipper, you ass.
You can find me at Wicked Nemesis on Twitter, Wicked Nemesis Enoch on YouTube. There is a Facebook fan page for Wicked Nemesis, The Unlucky Charms, and the To Be Determined Show, and of course the Merchants of Death. Next Wednesday, I have something in the works. Maybe it'll come through. Maybe it won't. You know, it is the To Be Determined Show after all. We want to thank Clyde Braddock for coming on. Tasha sends her regards. She said her phone messed up, which, I mean, it always does about once a month. It seems to go. Exactly. So, so Doom, we do appreciate you coming on and guest co-hosting once again. So, hey, we will see you Saturday night. Rossville, Georgia Empire Wrestling for Fast Eddie Layne.
Have a great week. I'll see you Saturday morning on the Saturday Showcase and Friday night at Buffalo Wild Wings.
For Doom, Trever Aeon.
Artist violence. The end.
For Mad Dog, Matt Denton.
Shameless plug, and I'm not even getting paid for this. Go buy South Park: The Stick of Truth. It's a fucking great game.
Cool.
This is the Orc of
You
Ominous.
have not lived. You have not lived until you see Mr. Slave just bounding around and shoving a fucking 15-foot spider up his asshole. Yes, that really happens.
And shameless plug that I'm not getting paid for. For those who are looking for genuinely brilliant web design, get in touch with Matt Denton.
Thank you. I need the money.
Yes, Matt Denton does web design, and he is fantastic at it. Please make sure you go out and support local independent wrestling. Make sure you go out and you check out Seeing Red Again. That is a great song, and it is a great way of life, period. I am the Orc of Ominous, the architect of Inner Lake. This is the To Be Determined Show, and Turn Down for what?